Hello everyone. Hello, welcome back to my channel. I am that doll collector and my name is Lisa. This little boy right here sitting on my lap, his name is Benjamin. I call him Benny. So today it's Tuesday and it is Toddler Tuesday. Toddler Tuesday took a little break for a while, but it is now back. It's been back for a little while, and it feels good to be doing another Toddler Tuesday video. I've really missed it. There's been a little bit of change to the Toddler Tuesday also. It used to go every week they would change the theme. Now they have done it to every 2 weeks, which is really nice because it gives you a nice long chance to do a video or take pictures of your babies. So there are 3 channels as of now that has changed. They take turns picking the theme for Toddler Tuesday, and the 3 current channels that are doing it now are Seena at Seena's Dolls and Leisha at Binkies and Blankies Nursery. And the new one is Marissa at Dolly Lane 19. So this week it was Leisha's turn to pick the theme for Toddler Tuesday, and she picked fall colors and or football. So as you can see, little Benny and I are representing football, and we live in Minnesota. So our team here in Minnesota are the Minnesota Vikings, of course. So little Benny doesn't have a Minnesota Vikings outfit, but he's still representing football because he's got this cute little sweatshirt on that has a tractor, and in the wagon it's pulling a whole bunch of footballs. And it says, "Let's do this, boys." It says that on the sweatshirt. And he's got a little pair of green sweatpants. Now, green is one of the rival colors of one of the rival teams of the Minnesota Vikings, which is the Green Bay Packers. So it kind of goes with the Vikings. It's the rival team. Anyway, I used to watch the Minnesota Vikings and be a pretty big fan back in the day when Chris Carter and Randy Moss were on the team, and Gary Anderson. And then it got to the playoffs, some big playoffs, and it came down to Gary Anderson having to kick that field goal, and everybody thought he had it, because he had never missed a field goal. And wouldn't you know it, he missed that one, and they didn't go on for the rest of the season. So I really give it to all you football fans that stay with your teams, because it can be quite disappointing. It can be. That was such a huge thing back then, I remember. I think even Gary Anderson went through some emotional, mental things after that had happened to him. But I was thinking about the Vikings that year and how it always seemed to be those 3. But mainly Chris Carter and Randy Moss. They were always the 2. They would throw to each other. And, maybe that's why they didn't make it, because there were so many other teammates on the Minnesota Vikings, but it was always those 2 trying to make it through to, to the Super Bowl, and they never made it. And I think sometimes, that is true in life too. If you go through life trying to do things on your own, a lot of times it can be a lot harder than if you had a helper or, even the Lord praying and help, asking your family or your friends. It can seem a lot harder. So, it just brings me to that thought that, maybe that's why they didn't make it. But hats off to all you who are still Vikings fans. I no longer watch football like I did back then. But anyway, so that's our reputation for football. I have one more baby that I'd like to show you. I'll have to pause the video and get set up so I can show you her. So I hope you like seeing Benny. Say goodbye, Benny. Benny, for those of you that don't know, it represents the Rhea sculpt. He's a replica Rhea sculpt. So we'll see you in a little bit. Okay, here we are. This is our second little baby that is participating in Toddler Tuesday. She is dressed in fall colors. This little girl, I did her box opening a couple weeks ago, and she is the replica Pika sculpt. And I'm going to do a name reveal on her. I've decided to call her Honeybee. Yes, so everybody say hello to little Miss Honeybee. And today she represents Toddler Tuesday by being dressed in fall colors. She's got a cute little maroon onesie, and her pants are like a beige, a kind of an off-white background, and they have leaves and acorns and some pretty little fall flowers all over them. And she's got some little fall props around her. She's got some pumpkins and leaves, and she's also got a little straw bale. And the straw bale reminds me a lot of fall, because in the fall on the farm, that is when you harvest your straw for your livestock. And farmers use straw as bedding for all their animals in the barns and in the stalls. That's what the animals lay on. And I remember when we would go and get the straw bales from the field. Straw comes from crops like barley or oats. They harvest the grain off of it, and then what is left are the stalks of the bottom of the oats or barley or whatever your grain, your light grain is. And then that's what they bundle up and use a baler to bale into bales for the animals. Anyway, I remember going and getting the bales out of the field, and we did a lot of square bales, smaller square bales, and we would put them in our haymow in the top part of our barn. And it was always so fun because my brother and I, we would rearrange the bales in the haymow, and we would make a fort out of them. We would pile them all around on the sides, and then I don't remember if we had anything on the top. I don't remember if we did that, but we piled them really high, and it was always fun. We made a little doorway kind of going in there, and we had our little fort. So I just remember how the hay would smell, and it was so pretty when it was freshly harvested. It was like a bright yellow color. But anyway, that's my little representation for fall colors, my little honeybee Pika sculpt. And that is going to do it for Toddler Tuesday. I hope you guys all enjoyed seeing little honeybee and Benny dressed in his little representation of football. And we will talk to you in the next video. I hope that you will come back and join us again. And always remember that happiness is a choice that we make every single day. And me and little honeybee and Benny love each and every one of you so very much. And we hope to see you in the next video. Goodbye for now, everybody.